In the last 24 hours, we had the news break last night that Stone Cold Steve Austin is making his return to WWE to wrestle Kevin Owens at WrestleMania in Dallas. Cody Rhodes says, "Oh, really? You want to be the big headline attraction this week in pro wrestling? You want to be the biggest news story in pro wrestling this week? Please, Steve, hold my beer." Cody Rhodes single-handedly has taken all the headlines away from Steve Austin, as he is the first to defect from AEW to WWE. Potentially. It's not a done deal yet until we actually hear confirmation on it. Why is this happening? What do I know? And is this career suicide for Cody Rhodes? Joining the evil empire, working with Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. It's going to be a big show, guys. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think there's anything to rant about. I'm trying to look at the positive in this, and we're going to talk about it today, right here on Off the Script. But it is happy hour. That's what makes me happy. It is happy hour, man. Somebody make me a fucking old-fashioned. I'm going to the venue, man. The beverages are cold, and Jesse's got tacos. 2 for 1. But I need to know one thing before I go and meet you guys over there. What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there. AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is episode 413 for your Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. I am your host, JD from New York, and this is the OTS venue. Thank you guys for joining me on your Tuesday nights or Tuesday afternoons. I don't even know what day it is, what night, what part of the day it is. Tuesdays. Thank you guys for joining me on your Tuesday, wherever you may be. It is happy hour somewhere, man. I seen somebody in the chat saying, JD, it's 3 p.m. in New York City. It's not happy hour. I guarantee you I can find a place that has happy hour in New York City, man. It is not happy hour for anybody that is a fan of AEW television today. The news that I think a lot of people who are fanboys of AEW just did not want to wake up to this morning. And that is the news of Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare himself, one of the founding fathers of all elite wrestling, may be jumping ship to WWE. I got texts that blew up my phone, waking me up this morning. I was on the phone with a couple of people who are already in the know. They will remain anonymous. I know what I know, and I want to share that with you guys today, as well as give you my personal opinion on everything regarding Cody Rhodes. You know, a lot of people, I guarantee you, a lot of you guys are waiting for me to rant on this. I know there are a bunch of people waiting for me to choose sides for this situation. Choose AEW over WWE. Blast WWE. Blast Cody Rhodes. Turn my back against Cody Rhodes. I know there are a lot of people that want me to choose sides here. I'm not choosing sides. I'm not choosing sides. You know, the old JD probably would have chose sides and would have brought himself to a near stroke if I went live. Not going to do that, man. There's no reason to do that. I am not like that anymore. I'm looking at this as a potential, I don't want to say a potential turning of the tide, but it is something that could play into a long-term effect, swinging in WWE's favor if they play their cards right. I don't expect them to play their cards right because every time they want to play cards, they go bankrupt. WWE doesn't know how to play cards, man. They are the worst at what they do. Creatively, they have no momentum. Their roster is absolutely depleted. They are banking on Stone Cold Steve Austin and Ronda Rousey and Johnny Knoxville and a potential Rock showing up at WrestleMania this year. That's their go-to. Cody Rhodes could be the changing of the tide that WWE absolutely needs in many, many, many ways. I woke up like everybody else with the reports coming in from Fightful and Meltzer and Alvarez, PW Insider. Everybody was talking about this. I am like you. I thought this was all a work. Cody is the master manipulator. You never know what's going on with Cody Rhodes, ever. He loves playing up the fans. He's even deleted, quote unquote, a soft delete of his Twitter account and gave the Twitter account to the AEW Community Outreach Program. He now solely works only on Instagram. I thought that was a great heel move. Cody Rhodes, you never know what's going on with him. He likes to play his cards close to the vest. He's very old school in mentality. He loves riling up the fans, and he loves really just diving in headfirst into that old school vibe. I love it. Cody Rhodes was one of the most interesting, if not the most interesting and intriguing act on all of AEW television. Whether or not you guys think his role was minimized, TNT Championship reign here, he had that absolutely tremendous ladder match with Sammy Guevara just a couple of weeks ago. Even that mired in old school mentality, old school booking. It was a page out of the fabled Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon WrestleMania 10 ladder match, but not as grand. Obviously, being that was at Madison Square Garden in WrestleMania 10, and the whole Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon feud was something that was in my eyes, very iconic for that era of WWF television. Even that was just ingrained in old school. He was the most intriguing act on AEW television. Everybody was wondering, is he going heel? When is he going heel? This has got to be it. Don't wait too long. Don't pull a babyface Roman and continue to not listen to the fans. Don't drag it out too long. Everybody was excited for his potential heel turn. Everybody was excited when his contract was up. Cody Rhodes' contract was up in AEW, and we all thought it was a part of the grand storyline that revolved around Cody Rhodes. I even threw it out there, and this could absolutely still even be a thing. We have no idea what's going on. I don't even know what's going on to this minute with Cody Rhodes. This could all be a fucking huge work. Some people are out. There's a huge majority of the community that still think it's an absolute work. I'm here to tell you that it's not a work. I don't think it's a work. I want to believe it's a work because it would be one of the best works that I've seen personally in all my 30 plus years watching professional wrestling. They really went the extra mile if this is a fucking work. Cody released a statement. Brandi released a statement. We're going to go over what they said. Tony Khan himself, the boss at AEW, released a statement. Dustin Rhodes released a statement. Sammy Guevara tweeted. Ricky Starks tweeted. AEW superstars. Lee Johnson tweeted. This is not a work. I thought it was, but it's not. And I really thought that this was all a part of the grand storyline for Cody Rhodes. His contract was up. I thought that this would be a great way to really advance Cody Rhodes to being a heel. We all know that Cody Rhodes, per contract, per stipulation, he's not allowed to get an AEW championship title match under the current deal. He stood by that. He never really deflected or changed anything about that. It was still ingrained in him. He did not challenge for the AEW championship. Everybody thought, Jesse thought it, I thought it, you all thought it when we brought it up. This could actually play into Cody Rhodes getting another AEW championship match. His old contract expired. Maybe this leads to him getting a AEW championship match, and then he turns heel. I really thought that could be a possibility. But I'm here to tell you that this is not a work. This is 100% legit. Let's start from the very beginning, man. Back last year in September, after CM Punk debuted, after Adam Cole debuted, after Bryan Danielson debuted, after AEW rolled into Queens for Grand Slam and had that tremendous show at Arthur Ashe Stadium, right outside Citi Field, Bryan and Omega in front of 20,000 people, screaming fans. One of the most iconic things I saw in the last decade was that Grand Slam open and those two guys being in the ring. This happened after all of that. AEW was at its absolute highest it's ever been in their short 2-year span. This was released in an exclusive by Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net. Update on the roles of the AEW EVPs. There's been a lot of change, says Cassidy Haynes, back in September, within AEW since the company launched back in 2019. One of the major differences from the early days of the company to where we sit currently in AEW is the creative process. Sources within the company have told me that creative was essentially completely taken away from the EVPs, as basically everything now comes down to Tony Khan. AEW talents are allowed and are encouraged to pitch ideas, give suggestions, but creative is absolutely Tony Khan's prerogative now. At one point, Cody Rhodes was the only EVP to regularly attend office meetings and was an office regular. But that role, as well as his input with creative, have greatly diminished. Matt Jackson's EVP role as I was told, says Cassidy Haynes, has been assisting his wife Dana with merchandise, and Nick Jackson is focused on handling being the elite. Additionally, it was stated that Kenny Omega is very hands-on with the upcoming AEW video game and the gaming side of things, as well as his role in helping to put together women's matches within the women's division. I don't know if he still maintains that role or not, but as last I heard, Kenny Omega is still an integral part in the women's division. I was told by sources, says Cassidy Haynes, basically they are EVPs in name only going into 2022. They are no longer having final say in creative or talent hiring, any of them. Tony Khan pulled back on the reins and took that power away from them all. It was also stressed to me, says Cassidy Haynes, from sources that Cody doesn't really have much of a relationship with any of the EVPs anymore. The others are still great friends, but Cody is very much on the outside looking in. End quote. You know, a lot of people put this story down as being merely a rumor, just speculation. You don't really know unless you're in the locker room. The Young Bucks played it off. Cody Rhodes kind of shot it down. I don't really know who else talked about it. It might have been Cornette's side, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody on his team brought this to light on his show. I don't know if that is, at the time, something that was to be taken seriously. We don't really know. Obviously, the Bucks, obviously Omega, obviously Cody, AEW had fun because the internet wrestling community all jumped on this and was thrown into a whirlwind. Is the elite breaking apart? Is there inner turmoil in the elite, the founding fathers of AEW? I didn't really know what to think. I didn't really pay this story much attention. I made a video on it, but I all thought it would get swept under the rug. You read that story now to where we sit today, and my goodness, it seems like that story then, which was taken as, let me brush this off. I don't really put so much into this story. Now it's legitimately looking like everything about that story back on September 29th, 2021 is absolutely credible and legit. Cody Rhodes was a free agent. He was working without a contract. He dropped the title to Sammy Guevara in what I thought was one of the best ladder matches in the United States in over 25 years on national television. One of the greatest one-on-one ladder matches that I think we've ever seen. Absolutely breathtaking, phenomenal. Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara deserved a lot of credit. Cody Rhodes deserved a lot of credit. That was unbelievable what those two guys did on that Dynamite a couple of weeks back. We come to this morning, and everybody is cryptically tweeting. If it was not Stone Cold last night, it's this story today. I didn't really want to be here live. I wanted to sit home and do nothing until NXT, sit here with a couple of cold beverages, and grind on Destiny before next week's huge expansion. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to sit here and work today. But this story is too big to ignore. Backstage talk in WWE, as of today, about Cody Rhodes, who has still not signed a contract anywhere with AEW or WWE. Meltzer says he's still not signed, and originally when he hadn't signed, it just seemed like one of those things, kind of brush it off, like he's going to stay with AEW. But here we are now. We're in mid-February, and the contract was up at the end of December, going into the new year. Yes, a lot of talk about Cody Rhodes, and it is probably best said before I would say that there was minimal possibility that he was going to sign, but I would not say that now. I think there's a lot of people who think that it's up in the air of what is going on and what's happening next. He's a big-name free agent right now. At this point, I'm presuming that I'm not going to hear from him until the decision is made and he wants it to be out. Meltzer goes on to say that Rhodes to the Top, his reality TV show on TNT, was renewed. So that's a good reason to stay with AEW. So let's get this straight. Cody Rhodes was renewed for a season 2 of Rhodes to the Top. He's a judge on Go Big Show, which was renewed for a second season, which it just started up last month for season 2. He's a judge on Go Big Show, this game show where it's really death-defying acts and stupidity, and they get judged on their skill and ability and how crazy they are. He's a judge on that show. It's interesting that he hasn't signed, and his free agency was definitely something that was talked about a lot today in certain circles about the potential of something happening there. So I would say that there's potential of something happening there. I suppose that nothing's happened yet as far as I see it right now. So he's going to have a TNT show, which Rhodes to the Top is already, I'm assuming they're filming. Season 1 just ended. It was a short season, but it got picked up for season 2. That's a lot right there. I don't know if that's going to play into the decision of this being a work or not, but why would he go to WWE and do Rhodes to the Top? Why would Time Warner extend him another season if he wasn't going to work with AEW? I don't really get it. Jericho, yes, I don't have that in my notes. Jesse just texted me now. Don't forget that Jericho just tweeted at Kevin Owens about a reunion. I'll get to that in a little bit. If you guys were on social media, Jericho tweeted about the 5-year anniversary about the Festival of Friendship. I don't know where Jericho's heart lies either, but I'll get to him in a second. We're talking about Cody Rhodes. Why would TNT, why would Time Warner give him a second season of Rhodes to the Top if he was going to go somewhere else? I don't see that being a good business move. They gave him that season, they gave him that show because he was an AEW Time Warner employee. And the same thing with Go Big Show. Go Big Show is on TBS. Meltzer continued and noted that WWE has their salary structure that they would break for certain people, and Cody might be one of those people. Cody is up in the air without a doubt, Meltzer said. It will be interesting to watch this story, especially now. Nobody knew as of 10 a.m. this morning. Cody Rhodes then releases a statement as soon as we hit the 10 o'clock hour. We start to see Cody Rhodes talk about it. We start to see Brandi Rhodes talk about it. We start to see Tony Khan talk about it. Cody Rhodes issued this statement, and I quote, "I have loved my time at AEW. Amazing locker room, amazing fans, amazing people. The revolution was indeed televised, and I've been incredibly lucky to be a part of that. First, I want to thank Tony Khan. He's taken the baton and run with it." It's quite the interesting use of words there. He's taken the baton and is running with it. What does that mean? And why wouldn't Tony Khan take the baton and run with it? It almost sounds like to me that Cody Rhodes is upset right from the word go in this statement that he's lost creative control. He's lost vision. And that Tony Khan has taken the reins in this statement. He's taken the baton and is now running with it. It was an honor to work for him and to know him on a personal level. He's a beautiful soul. Obviously, need to thank my incredible wife and the mother of my baby girl, Brandi, for all of her love and support throughout this journey together and the amazing relationships she's fostered with Culture City and the American Heart Association. I also need to thank Matt and Nick Jackson. These two, whether they know it or not, took an undesired and not confident little cub and gifted me the confidence to become a leader of the pack. Kenneth Omega, Chris Jericho, Chicken, we started the fire. I must thank Tim W., Keith M., Greg W., and the amazing production crew who understood and captured the vision with such grace. I can't name everybody, but thank you to Megan, Margaret, Harrington, Jeff Jones, Dana, Tony Schiavone, Byrne, Raph, and the hardest worker in the game, QT Marshall, for propping me up and kicking me in the ass when I was running on fumes. I must thank all my kiddos, MJF, Jade, Sammy, Darby, Lee, Ricky, Tom, The Guns, Brock, Velvet, Nyla, Aubrey, Turner, Vanilla, Solo, Spears, Julia, Ann, Will, Wardlow, Sonny, Fuego, and, of course, -1. While we're at it, give Jade the Cody Vader. Also need to take a moment to thank the great partners at Time Warner Media, including Brett, Sam, and the rest of the team. I have so many milestones and beautiful memories of this renaissance through sweat, blood, tears, literal fire, and all that. I left it all on the mat. Everything pales in comparison to the final contribution I was empowered to lead at the company, the community outreach team. In the most inward moments, your outward behavior and your ability to take fame and influence and do something of value for the communities you visit, whether the cameras are on or off, is the highest honor. I'm confident Amanda Huber will lead the department with style. I'm so proud of my creations and contributions and the items I've supported or collaborated with such wonderful professionals. Thank you, fans. Y'all did the work. Let's live forever. End quote. That was Cody Rhodes' statement as of a little past 10 a.m. this morning. Then we see Brandi Rhodes. Brandi Rhodes, obviously Cody's wife, tweeted out this, and I quote, "A heartfelt thank you to every fan that has supported me in AEW. It was an honor to be the company's first chief brand officer. The thank you list is so long, I'll try not to wander. Thank you to Culture City, Special Olympics, Illinois, and the American Heart Association for allowing me to cultivate these amazing partnerships. Thank you to every AEW heel, the all-women's group that they did on social media, AEW heel, that helped me build a dream community of female fans. Thank you to every AEW wrestler and talent that worked hard to create a great locker room environment. Thank you to the production team, the makeup team, and seamstresses. Thank you, Dustin, QT, Jerry Lynn, Leva Bates, for every ounce of energy, help, and encouragement you provide. Thank you to my husband for being that constant rock and partner every single day. Thank you to TNT, TBS, and Warner Media for treating my family like your family. Thank you to Tony Khan for giving me this opportunity and platform. I move forward with my daughter and this quote in mind. We must take time to define our own path. Too quickly, we can find the word or the world defining it for us. And that is what she says. Also, she says, I'll see you on the flippity flop. And that's a quote from Michael Scott, signed Brandi Rhodes. That's what she said in a statement following Cody. Tony Khan was the next in line to release a statement. And like I talked about with the Cody Rhodes baton comment, he's taken the baton and run with it. I want you guys to keep that quote in mind. That's the way Cody started his official statement off. Tony Khan said this, and I quote, Cody and Brandi Rhodes were an integral parts to the launch of AEW. Cody's ability, combined with his boldness and his passion for our industry and his love for community outreach, helped AEW deliver on our mission to give fans what they needed for far too long, something new, innovative, and lasting. Brandi helped us shape the AEW story, and I appreciate how hard she fought for us both in the ring and out of the ring, competing in the women's division while advancing our efforts at inclusion and civic causes, including great partnerships with Culture City and the American Heart Association. I have immense respect and appreciation for Cody and Brandi, and I wish them both the best as they move on from AEW. Thank you, Cody and Brandi. And remember when I told you about the baton comment? Tony Khan has taken the baton and run with it. Tony Khan didn't just sign CEO Tony Khan of All Elite Wrestling. Tony Khan signed his statement officially on Twitter as of this morning. Tony Khan, CEO, President, General Manager, and Head of Creative. All Elite Wrestling. Why does Tony Khan, listen, I don't want this to turn into anything. I'm just giving you what I see through my eyes. Tony Khan's taken the baton and run with it. Tony Khan then releases his statement after Cody and Brandi released their statements, and he signs Tony Khan, CEO, president, general manager, head of creative of All Elite Wrestling. I think we know who Tony Khan is. He doesn't need to sign every fucking position he holds in AEW. It seems to me like that was a shot at Cody Rhodes for being disgruntled. That Tony Khan has taken the baton and run with it, which I'll get to in a little bit. Rather bizarre to me. Dustin Rhodes, he addressed his status in AEW because everybody was obviously assuming, well, Cody's leaving, Brandi's leaving. Where does that leave Cody's brother, Dustin Rhodes? Dustin Rhodes said this about his status in AEW. I'm not leaving. I like it here. And then he goes on to say, I love my brother, Cody Rhodes. I love my sister-in-law, Brandi Rhodes. Whatever they decide to do in life, I support 110%. I am sad that they are gone, but the fucking train keeps moving. Hashtag LFG, which means let's fucking go. Dustin Rhodes was not the only one to say anything. Sammy Guevara tweeted out. Lee Johnson tweeted out. I don't know who else tweeted out, but I saw Lee Johnson, Sammy Guevara, Ricky Starks. I'm assuming more to follow as this story develops throughout the afternoon. But the most notable players here, family, Tony Khan, and Cody Rhodes and Brandi Rhodes themselves. That's all you really need to be concerned with. Then the rumors started. Cody Rhodes is expected to sign with WWE. New reports from both Andrew Zarian of Mat Men Podcast and Fightful have revealed Cody Rhodes' team has been in contact with WWE after he and Brandi left AEW earlier today. WWE's been in contact with Cody Rhodes for the last couple of months. WWE was very well aware of what was going on with Cody Rhodes in AEW for months now. I don't know if this was a calculated plan. I don't know what's going on between the two parties there. But Cody Rhodes has been a free agent working without a contract to All Elite Wrestling. Andrew Zarian tweeted, and I quote, I can confirm that Cody's camp has been in contact with WWE officials. Sean Ross Sapp updated his report regarding Cody leaving AEW and echoed Andrew's report regarding Cody already being in possible talks with WWE. Sapp says this, and I quote, shortly before the announcement, WWE officials were aware of the situation and also knew that an announcement would be dropped. So they were aware that Cody and Brandi and Tony Khan were going to be making announcements. How much of that factors into Cody jumping ship to WWE, that WWE were already aware of the situation and knew when and what time these announcements were dropped or were going to be dropped? Sapp continues and says, we've heard that the two sides have had at least some discussions, but WWE was well aware that an announcement regarding Rhodes' departure would be made this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. End quote. Time will obviously tell what happens with Cody Rhodes. Will he sign with WWE? Will he stay with AEW? Will he go on and reinvent himself again, like Matt Cardona is doing in pro wrestling on the indies? NWA, Impact, GCW, you name it. Matt Cardona is the king of the indies right now. Cody doesn't really need AEW. If you really want to think about it, Cody doesn't need AEW. Cody doesn't need WWE. Cody can go out there and be an absolute fucking solo just megastar on the indies. His value is worth more now than it was before AEW, clearly, obviously, before AEW was even a thing. So he can go on and just do what he needs to do and not be really tied down to a major promotion. If that's what he wanted to do, he could go to New Japan. He could go here. He could go there. He could be exactly what he was before AEW, but on a much bigger scale. He doesn't need a major promotion. Meltzer noted earlier in the Wrestling Observer newsletter and again on Wrestling Observer Radio that there's been a lot of talk about WWE signing Cody Rhodes, and all signs point to that being the case. WWE knows that there is a perception issue with so many of their wrestlers signing with AEW, and signing Cody could be a huge boost to the roster. Cody Rhodes' contract expired at the end of December, early January, and many figured he would eventually sign a new deal, but that did not happen. That is one of the major positives in Cody Rhodes joining WWE. Now, you and I know that 99.9% of the facts, if somebody joins WWE that's on the indies, a Cody, somebody joining somebody joining WWE from AEW, somebody on the current roster right now that's on WWE's payroll, you all know that they have a fucking talent unlike anybody else to bury and fuck up talent. WWE doesn't give a shit about anything but the money that they're making. Cody Rhodes joining WWE could not only be a huge boost to WWE's already existing roster, but the visual of Cody Rhodes walking back into WWE, and this is where I'm going to mention Jericho. If Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho walk back into WWE, it's going to give off two things. Number one, is it really as good as they say in AEW? If it's so great, why are you guys back in the WWE after taking so many cheap shots, after taking so many fucking shots on social media, on Dynamite, all this fucking negative aura you've created around WWE? Here, Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho walk back into WWE. Is the locker room as great as everybody says it is? That could be one of the things that they start asking. Number two, the other thing is, for all the young people that either want to jump to WWE from AEW or jump from WWE to AEW, it may sit with these people as, well, if these guys are here, why am I going to go anywhere else? If you're an outsider looking in, not just AEW on the indies, if Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho walk into WWE, that's going to give off a vibe. How much? I don't know. Is it to be trusted? Absolutely not. Walk with caution. It's going to present a way to everybody else that has been absolutely fucking terrified of joining WWE. Maybe it's not as bad as everybody says it is. Maybe it's overblown. Maybe it's changed. Maybe I should give this a shot. Whereas WWE has developed this fucking aura about themselves that they don't want anybody, that they're fucking the worst place to work for, that you'll be hired, used, buried, in catering, ultimately to be fired. If Cody Rhodes and Chris Jericho walk into WWE, that's going to give off a vibe of, hey, maybe it's not as bad as everybody is saying it is, and maybe the lifestyle backstage is kind of changing. I would not look at that and ultimately drop your guard. Please don't. If you're a indie talent, if you are somebody that I've worked with, if you are somebody that is a fan of the show and you're listening to this and you work for a major promotion, whether it be one or the other or one of the indie promotions, do not, please do not jump into the pool without knowing what is going on. Don't. These people will swallow you up and eat you alive. You're not Cody Rhodes. You're not Chris Jericho. It could mean things are changing, but at the end of the day, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. WWE, the only thing that's going to change about WWE is the income that they have coming into the company on a yearly basis, on a quarterly basis. They could not give a single shit about a Cody Rhodes or a Chris Jericho. Cody Rhodes and a Chris Jericho are money signs, dollar signs to them. Cody Rhodes, and I'll get to this in a little bit, this is career suicide for Cody Rhodes. Career suicide. This is career suicide for Chris Jericho as well, but he's at the tail end of his career. So if he goes to WWE, I'm actually going to embrace it because there's really nothing left for him to do in AEW. They sucked out the remaining value in Chris Jericho, and he did his job to get the company off the ground. So did Cody Rhodes. But I find it a little bit more difficult to swallow to see Cody Rhodes going over there, somebody that's not even in his 40s yet, go over there knowing exactly what he's walking into. That's the part that bothers me most. Am I going to disown Cody Rhodes? Am I going to not be a fan of Cody Rhodes anymore? Am I going to come on here and make Cody Rhodes public enemy number one every Wednesday night, every week? No, I'm not. I wish nothing but the best for Cody Rhodes. I just don't trust the people that he's potentially signing with. That's my fucking problem. Nobody should give WWE, Bruce, Vince, People Power, Johnny Laurinaitis, Kevin Dunn, Nick Khan. Don't give any of these people the benefit of the doubt. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about us. You're walking in there as public enemy number one. You've actively taken revenue away and audience away from WWE. They're going to welcome you with open arms? Yes, for the first couple of weeks, you'll be fucking the best guy in the locker room. You'll be, oh my God, we got Cody Rhodes. Ha 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 ha. Tony Khan. And then what happens the longer that relationship goes on? Cody Rhodes starts to get buried. Cody Rhodes comes in. He's used a little bit too much than where he should really be used. He's being used on television way more than he should. And he starts to feel like everybody else. Do you want that for Cody Rhodes? Does Cody Rhodes want that for himself? I don't think he wants that for himself. So what's the reason? What is the reason? What is ultimately the reason why Cody Rhodes is ultimately going to join WWE and be the first major name to defect from All Elite Wrestling to WWE? Let's continue. Dave Meltzer noted on Twitter that the split happened yesterday with lawyers. Lawyers were involved. After weeks of talks, Meltzer stated this. The Cody Brandi split with AEW happened yesterday. The two sides did not come to terms on a new deal after 6 weeks. There is a lot more to read into this, and our show last night, we talked about the different issues, but he could legally be on WWE TV anytime he wants. Yesterday on the Cody situation, the lawyers were involved, and they agreed to part ways. As we talked on last night's show, there are a ton of repercussions to this story. WrestleVotes tweeted out as of an hour ago. They say, and I quote, WWE is expected to come to an agreement with Cody Rhodes. Spoke to a source just now that fully anticipates WWE coming to an agreement with Cody Rhodes. Unbelievable. End quote. This may be the biggest story when all is said and done in pro wrestling when the end of the year comes to. Why is Cody Rhodes leaving AEW and joining WWE potentially? It's not a done deal yet. This is not a money issue. This is not a money issue. This is well beyond money. Cody Rhodes could make a great living with AEW. He could be grounded in Georgia with his wife, show up to work once a week, twice a week, whatever. He doesn't need the money. This is not a money issue. He could go on the indies and do the same thing he would do for WWE. This is an ego thing. This is nothing more than an ego thing. Cody Rhodes stated in the first line of his statement, Tony Khan has taken the baton and run with it. Tony Khan did not have the baton in the first year, 2 years of AEW. Cody Rhodes did. Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega had the baton. They were the inmates running the asylums. Tony Khan had no idea how to run a wrestling promotion. He was banking on the mentality and the mindset of Cody Rhodes and the mindset of Kenny Omega, seeing how they have ingrained themselves in this business with the fan base, what fans want, what they don't want, what's going to work, what's not going to work. Tony Khan didn't have a fucking clue as to what was going on or how to run a wrestling promotion, how to book matches, how to format a show. Cody Rhodes, Matt and Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega, they were the ones who kind of led Tony Khan to where he is now. Then Tony Khan started to surround himself with Jerry Lynn and everybody else that's backstage, that's working in a backstage role or producer role. He's invited those people into the company and is now fed off them. He sees what's going on and how things should operate. Cody Rhodes had the baton. Tony Khan now has the baton, and that's what it ultimately is about. Cody Rhodes was telling you exactly what the problem is and why he's leaving right in his opening statement. Tony Khan has the baton, and he's running with it. Cody Rhodes is not leaving AEW for a money issue. Cody Rhodes is leaving AEW for an ego issue. Cody Rhodes wants more than what he's being given right now on television. I don't know what this means for Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan and their relationship. In fact, I have no fucking idea what their relationship really feels like right now. They actually might be on a falling out basis here. Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan may have a very, very strained relationship. And that's why things are being done the way that they are being done right now. Cody Rhodes has no creative control. Cody Rhodes' vision may be different than what Tony Khan's vision is. Cody Rhodes' vision may be different than what Matt and Nick Jackson's vision is. Different than Kenny Omega's vision. These are the EVPs of the company. They are being given their roles, but they are also given their stance on how the current product is going to be formatted and what the current product should look like. They're always welcome to give ideas. Cody Rhodes might be feeling like his ideas aren't as valuable as Matt, Nick, and Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's contract is up in 1 year. I don't see him going anywhere. I don't see him jumping ship to WWE. Matt and Nick Jackson just re-signed their contracts with AEW and have re-upped through 2024. If they were so unhappy, they wouldn't have re-signed with the company. If they had no creative freedom, we may see them kind of go and do their own thing again and kind of remove themselves from the AEW bubble, but that's not the case. Their positions are their positions. Their relationship with Tony Khan hasn't changed. Cody Rhodes is an egomaniac. That's what it boils down to, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just giving it to you how I see it. This is all an ego thing with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes may want more appreciation for what he's done on AEW television. Cody Rhodes may be slighted a little bit, and it's a hurt to his ego that the fans don't really appreciate him. Maybe Tony Khan is listening to the fan base, and he's really translating that into his relationship with Tony Khan. Maybe he doesn't value Cody Rhodes as he valued Cody Rhodes in the beginning. Cody Rhodes wants control. Cody Rhodes wanted AEW to be the reincarnation of WCW. That's not what Matt, Nick, and Kenny Omega want. I know that for a fucking fact. They didn't start this company with the idea of let's be WCW 2.0. Cody Rhodes and his mentality is ingrained in that deep South mentality, that fucking vibe that his father loved and created. Matt and Nick Jackson, they come from New Japan. They come from that strong style. They come from PWG. They come from that real gritty indie vibe. That's what they want AEW television to look. Their visions have clashed. Cody Rhodes' vision is not the same as Matt, Nick, and Kenny Omega. So who's Tony Khan going to vibe with? Is Tony Khan going to vibe with the lone wolf here in Cody Rhodes and follow Cody Rhodes' mentality and vision? Or is he going to follow the vision of the guys who have remained loyal and have not given him a headache in Matt, Nick, and Kenny Omega? This is an ego thing for Cody Rhodes. I don't know why Cody Rhodes is even out here thinking that he's not appreciated and why he's not getting any credit. I know for a fucking fact that Cody Rhodes is greatly appreciated. We do it all the time on the show. His storytelling, his mentality, his vision of old school booking, the way he carries himself, his promo, the storytelling that he goes through in a match with somebody. He's had some of the best story-driven matches that I've personally seen in over a decade on national television. Everything Cody Rhodes does has had some sort of importance to it. He's made everybody better because he's been as great as he's ever been. So I don't get why Cody Rhodes is even at a point where he doesn't feel appreciated. But somehow he wants more. Somehow he wants more, and somehow he finds that Tony Khan taking the baton and running with it is a damaging aspect to his ego. I don't understand what he needs appreciation for. Does he feel Tony Khan is getting all the credit? And why would anybody have any fucking problem with Tony Khan getting all the credit? Without Tony Khan, there is no AEW. Right then and there, Cody Rhodes is defeated in any fucking back and forth with anybody as far as what he wants and what AEW wants. Without Tony Khan, none of this is a reality. There is no Matt and Nick Jackson on TNT. There's no Kenny Omega on TNT. And Cody Rhodes would not have been brought to the realization that, yes, there is another alternative to the fucking evil empire in WWE. Without Tony Khan, there is none of this. There's no TNT. There's no Dynamite. There's no CM Punk. There's no Bryan Danielson. There's no Adam Cole. There's no unbelievable roster that AEW has accumulated. Even going back to the pandemic, who was the one that gave AEW a home so that continues, or that TV could continue on a weekly basis? Tony Khan gave AEW Daily's Place. His family owns the fucking venue. I don't know why Tony Khan is being slighted here because of a potential damaging ego from Cody Rhodes. Tony Khan doesn't deserve the fucking credit? Of course he deserves the fucking credit. Who has done everything possible to keep AEW in the eyes of the fans at a high level right now? Who was the one to bring in CM Punk? Who was the one to create this atmosphere backstage in AEW so that CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and everybody else that wants to join AEW, who was the one to create that? Without Tony Khan, none of this is a possibility. Bryan's still with WWE. Adam Cole is still with WWE. CM Punk is still disgruntled and retired at home with his wife, walking his dog. Now, but Cody Rhodes' ego is damaged because he doesn't have his vision and his creative control. So what's Cody Rhodes going to do now? What's Cody Rhodes going to do now? He's going to join WWE and do what? And do what? You know, I always hear it from the AEW, WWE fucking back and forth on social media. I hear it from the E-Shills. Oh, they think AEW's grass is greener on the other side there. I could say the same thing about WWE. You don't think WWE has a fucking X on your forehead? You don't think that they're considering you public enemy number one? You think they're going to welcome you back with open arms? These are the same fucking people that did not want to let go of the trademark of your family fucking name. They held that name hostage for all those years, and you were known as the American Nightmare, Cody. Who the fuck is Cody? I know who Cody Rhodes is. Who's Cody? You weren't even allowed to use your family name on television thanks to Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. But here you are wanting to walk back into the evil empire. You think they're going to welcome you with open arms? I don't think they're going to welcome you with open arms. They'll fucking put on fake smiles and give you fucking little hugs and whatnot. That locker room will welcome you back. But I don't think this means anything but career suicide for Cody Rhodes. Why is he coming into WWE? What role is he going to play? What role is he going to play? Let's start off with pro wrestler. Cody Rhodes can bring a lot to WWE. And I could sit here and fantasize about Cody Rhodes being with WWE. I could sit here and fantasize about Cody Rhodes and the matches that he could have with AJ Styles, with Edge, with Finn Balor, with Roman Reigns. I could fantasize all that. But do you genuinely believe WWE is signing Cody Rhodes to be a part-time performer? Because that's exactly the best role for him. If they gave him an Edge-like contract, that would be the best thing for him. 5 shows per year wrestling on TV sporadically when it matters most. But what is that? What is that going to do for you? Are you joining WWE with hopes of main eventing WrestleMania by winning the WWE or Universal Championship? You had a better shot at winning the AEW Championship than you do sniffing any championship in a major world title program on WWE television. WWE is not going to look at you as a main event guy. They're not. They're looking at you as somebody that they stole from AEW. Look, we got one of the pillars. We got one of the founding fathers. Ha, 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 ha. That's all they're using you for. They're using you as a fucking trophy. Because that's all they want to do. Whatever their mindset is about AEW, oh, they're not competition, this and that, they're a t-shirt company. We all know it's full of shit. But now they legitimately fucking kicked a peg out of the goddamn fucking pillar of AEW. That's all they're using you for. You're a fucking trophy on Nick Khan's mantle. Cody Rhodes would be best served in a part-time role like Adam Copeland, like Edge. Is that going to happen? I don't know. This guy could walk into WWE on Raw on Friday and be placed in a program with anybody at WrestleMania, and I'd be excited because I know the value Cody Rhodes has. I don't think WWE sees that same value. Those names are just names off the top of my head because all of those names are still primetime players in WWE, and Cody Rhodes is not even at the age of 40 yet. And I know what he could do in any type of situation with those men. But realistically, the only reason I'd want to see Cody Rhodes in WWE from AEW, the only reason I'd want to see Cody Rhodes in WWE is for a match with somebody that he can't wrestle anymore because he's had a heart attack. The only match that would make sense for Cody would be Cody versus Triple H. That's the only thing that would make sense. If Cody Rhodes and Triple H was a program built over a long extended period of time, with them culminating in a match at WrestleMania, I have said for years, I would not even attempt or dare to go to a WrestleMania or pay money to go see WrestleMania live. That match, I would go to see live at WrestleMania. That match to me speaks WrestleMania. But we're not going to get it because Triple H is now automatically disqualified from doing anything in ring ever again because of his health condition. Cody Rhodes being an active wrestler, he could add a lot to the roster. Don't get me wrong. But every single time we talk about somebody like Cody who has the aura of Cody, who has the fucking value of Cody, what happens? Stop living in a fucking fantasy world and realize where he's going. Does AJ Styles feel special to you anymore? Nope. Does Finn Balor feel special to you anymore? Nope. Does Shinsuke Nakamura feel special anymore to you? No. And those are only 3. Seth Rollins doesn't feel special. Kevin Owens doesn't feel special. Sami Zayn doesn't feel special. WWE fired over 200 employees, many of which could have been headlining acts given the proper fucking direction in WWE for years to come. WWE could have had their own pillars of World Wrestling Entertainment. You think Cody Rhodes, given a WWE contract, is going to be as special on WWE television as him compared to being on AEW television? I don't think so. Every time Cody Rhodes came out on AEW television, there was a special feeling about why he was there and what he was going to talk about and what he was going to do. He didn't wrestle every week on Dynamite. It only mattered when it was a big deal. Cody Rhodes did not overstay his welcome in a wrestling capacity. And with this whole ongoing heel storyline, he became the most intriguing, or possibly turning heel storyline, he became the most intriguing act on AEW television. He didn't even have to be there on a weekly basis. Everybody that walks through the doors of WWE and shows up on Monday night, shows up on Friday night, their value drops 50%. It's like driving a fucking car off the lot, a brand new car. Your value decreases by more than fucking half. That's exactly what's going to happen to Cody Rhodes. His value is going to go down, and it's never going to be the same as it was under Tony Khan and AEW. WWE doesn't need to do anything differently to Cody Rhodes. Let Cody be Cody. Embrace who Cody is. Embrace his storytelling, because it's something that isn't happening on WWE television right now. Believe it or not, WWE is a wrestling promotion. WWE could absolutely use every fucking tool and every aspect that makes Cody Rhodes special on their television show. If you're not using Cody the way he's been used, if you're not using Cody for his value and his mindset right now, why the fuck are you bringing Cody Rhodes in to WWE? Is Cody Rhodes getting some sort of creative control? I don't know. Are they going to give creative control to somebody that was working for the enemy? I doubt it. The only people that have creative control in that company, one of them is working for AEW right now, Bryan Danielson. He had some sort of creative control. He always worked with people that wouldn't necessarily be on WWE television. His storyline with Edge and Reigns was phenomenal going into WrestleMania last year. That was all Bryan. His feud with Roman, that was all Bryan. His feud with Kofi, that was all Bryan. WWE is not going to give creative control to somebody that worked for the enemy in AEW. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, Edge, Randy Orton. Those are only just a select few, 5, that have some sort of creative control in WWE. Those are the guys that also aren't going to go out there and have fucking scripted promos handed to them every single week. Is Cody Rhodes going to be given scripted promos on WWE television? Is he going to go out there and cut the same type of visceral promos that strike the heart on AEW television on Monday Night Raw, on Friday night? I don't see how this is a good thing. You do realize where this guy's going to work potentially, right? I don't like it. I don't like it because I know what to expect. We've been watching it happen every single week. Is Cody Rhodes going to be given those freedoms in the company? No. I'd be shocked if Cody Rhodes gets some sort of creative freedom in WWE. What is the other thing that Cody Rhodes could potentially do in WWE? What? Be an executive? What type of executive role is Cody Rhodes going to be in WWE? Is he going to be on Vince McMahon's team? I don't see him being on Vince McMahon's team. Vince McMahon doesn't put anybody on his team that doesn't gargle his fucking balls on a daily. Cody Rhodes is not going to be placed as an executive on Monday night, on Friday night in WWE. Vince McMahon only hires people that he has brainwashed. Cody Rhodes is not going to be an executive for WWE. Maybe Cody Rhodes gets the reins in NXT. Dusty Rhodes was an integral part. His father was an integral part in NXT. Does Cody Rhodes come on in and be a part-time performer and run NXT? Does he run Tuesday night while wrestling on Monday? Does he come in and run Tuesday night while wrestling on Friday? I don't see why that would be a necessity. They got Shawn Michaels down there acting like a fucking puppet. Shawn Michaels is the one pushing the buttons and staring at a fucking TV screen in Gorilla while all the creative decisions run through Bruce and Vince McMahon. So why do they need Cody Rhodes to come in there and act a puppet when they got Shawn Michaels already brainwashed in his fucking backstage role? Shawn Michaels is not in charge, by the way. Shawn Michaels wasn't ever in charge. He's not in charge. He wasn't in charge then. He wasn't in charge now. And he will never be in charge. It all goes through Bruce. So why do we need Cody Rhodes when they have Shawn Michaels, who's been groomed in that position by Triple H? So why is Cody Rhodes going to WWE? It's not a money issue. It's a fucking ego thing. He wants control. He wants the moment. He wants some sort of grasp on where he's going. He wants his ideas to be heard. I don't think he realizes where he's going. Has he watched anything in the last 3 years happen on Monday and Friday night? Your ideas will never be heard. Your ideas will never make it to television. And if they do, it will be largely skewed because Vince and Bruce don't agree with your vision. You're an outsider coming into the company. You just were with AEW, their number one adversary in this realm of pro wrestling. You think you're going to walk into WWE and pretend and think it's going to be just the same as it is with Tony Khan? I don't think so. I want to believe this is a work. I really want to believe this is a work. But it's not a money thing. It's an ego thing. It's not a money thing. It's Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes clashing heads. That's why Nick, Matt have signed the new deal. Kenny Omega is still with AEW. He's probably going to ultimately sign a new deal. They know where their money sits. They know where their future sits. It sits in the lap of Tony Khan. Without Tony Khan, they know none of their lifestyles, none of them right now would even exist. The Young Bucks are bigger than ever before because of the backing of Tony Khan. Kenny Omega is bigger than he was ever before because of the backing of Tony Khan. We have a true alternative to WWE because of the backing of Tony Khan. Cody Rhodes thinks he's better than the management and the financial fucking generosity of Tony Khan. By all means, go to WWE. I pray to the wrestling gods that they realize what they're getting with you. You bring so much to the fucking table that it would be an absolute fucking sin for them to waste it, laugh in your face, and use you merely as a fucking trophy on their mantle, looking at you as, ha, 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 we took one of the founding fathers of this and have now sullied him and destroyed him into nothing. Who's next? Maybe it's all a game to WWE. Maybe Chris Jericho is next. Maybe Kenny Omega is next. Maybe they want to turn the tides and really kind of kill AEW slowly but surely over time. And they're using Cody Rhodes as a scapegoat, as a fucking pet project. Look, Cody thinks it's all right. Cody's having a blast over here. Come on. Come on. Then they'll collectively get everybody and fucking wipe them off the face of existence. These people are to not be trusted. Vince McMahon is not giving any power to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is going to feel like everybody else. Everybody that joins Raw or SmackDown, they fall in line and feel like everybody else. Cody Rhodes is going to end up the same way unless somehow someone in this company woke up feeling a little bit different and realized what Cody Rhodes brings to the table. I don't see this as being a good thing at all. I will be here. I will be supporting him. I hope Brandi and Cody have nothing but happiness. I genuinely do. But I am not here to sit here and baby opinions and fucking get excited about this. This is the WWE. This is Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard. They got more fucking victims and casualties on their resume. More careers have been killed by these men in the last 2 years than I care to even fucking recognize. I would not like Cody Rhodes to be added to that list. People don't understand what it is that's happening in WWE. They see the Lesnars and the Rouseys and the Stone Cold Steve Austins and all these other fucking people coming back. They see the same old shit every fucking week and nobody bats a fucking eyelash. What does Cody Rhodes bring to the table on Friday night? He's instantly the second biggest guy walking in on that show, and you know for a fact he's not going to be the guy over Roman Reigns. He goes to Monday Night Raw. He instantly becomes the biggest name on that fucking brand. What is he going to do on Monday Night Raw? Lesnar's there. Bobby Lashley's there. Is WWE going to push Cody Rhodes over any of their made men on Monday or Friday night? No. He's going to fall in line like everybody else. This is potential career suicide. Potential career suicide. He knows that. He knows that. I just hope that Cody Rhodes gets some sort of creative control. Otherwise, this entire thing is going to be a complete fail. Those are my thoughts on Cody Rhodes, guys. I don't really know what else is happening. We're going to keep you updated on everything that is happening here. As soon as I hear anything in regards to this story, it is going to be talked about on this show, whether it's live or whether... Here we go. Look, another report came out. I just checked it. TMZ. Here we go. I did not even know about it, and here it is. Breaking news live. Right here, I insinuated and I told you what it could possibly be with Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes falling out. TMZ is reporting that Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes had a falling out, and that's the reason why he's leaving AEW. TMZ is reporting. Sources tell us that there was a fallout between Cody and Tony Khan as Khan's visibility within the company grew. Dave Meltzer noted that there were lawyers involved, and Cody and Brandi officially split from AEW yesterday after weeks of talks. He's taken the baton and run with it, was exactly quoted by TMZ. There you go. There you go. They both had a falling out. How much of that falling out is going to end his career? He had a falling out with Tony Khan. You don't mean to tell me he's going to have a falling out with Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard? Tony Khan and AEW's management team always put out that they listen to suggestions. In fact, it's absolutely welcomed at all angles. You have a morale in WWE's locker room right now where SAP just reported that WWE's morale is the lowest it's ever been following the Royal Rumble. That locker room has voices that are not heard and constantly ignored, with Vince McMahon turning his face away from his active roster. And Cody Rhodes wants to have a falling out with Tony Khan because Tony Khan took the baton and is now running AEW? Tony Khan is the reason why AEW exists. You either fall in line with Tony Khan and you accept your position while being open to change, while also having your opinions heard, or you don't go to AEW and don't work there. But I don't see how WWE is going to give Cody Rhodes what he's actively seeking. What a disgrace. Cody Rhodes has potentially killed his own career. That's what it seems like to me. Cody Rhodes is actively on the verge of destroying his own career. He fits nowhere managerial-wise. He fits nowhere as an executive. He fits nowhere as an active wrestler. The value of Cody Rhodes right now is at an all-time high. He walks into WWE, Cody Rhodes just becomes like everybody else. Just like everybody else. Cody Rhodes... and that's it. Nothing special about him at all. Guys, those are my thoughts on Cody Rhodes. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. You guys are having a blast in the live stream chat. 3,500 people here today for this episode 413 of the podcast. I have more news, but we're going to save it for Thursday on episode 414. This Cody Rhodes news is the biggest thing that happened in pro wrestling this week, and I just want to keep it concise to the Cody Rhodes situation. So if you guys were here for the Cody Rhodes talk, thank you for joining me. We're going to go over the super chats in just a little bit here, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a very rare live in the afternoon episode of OTS. Follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go check out my Monday Night Raw review where we talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin in depth. Coming back for one more match after 20 years to wrestle Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38. And man, oh man, was there a rant. So go check that out. I'll be live tonight for NXT. It's Vengeance Day tonight. Braun Breaker and Santos Escobar for the NXT Championship. Tony D'Angelo and Pete Dunne in a steel cage match. And the finals of the Dusty Classic. Should be awesome. I will be live tonight to talk about what I hope is a very, very good show for NXT. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, man. We got 1,100 plus likes. Let's try for 1,500, man. If you guys are in the chat and have not hit the thumbs up, let me know what you guys think down below and hit that thumbs up, please. And get your super chats in. We're going to start at the top here. Steve Wynyard with a 20 in UK super chat. This, I think, has gone too far to be a work. After everything Cody has said about WWE, after helping to build the alternative for what? To go back to WWE for the money? I don't want to call him a sellout, but really, come on, Cody. He's not going to WWE for the money. He's not going to WWE for the money. He's going to WWE because Cody Rhodes wants to be at the top. He wants that WrestleMania moment, but it's going to be a harsh reality when he gets there, and it doesn't really fit with what he was originally thinking for himself. I just find it to be very bizarre, man. Creative control, man. It's the same thing. Jim Ross always says it, man. It's either one of the two C's, cash or creative. How true that fucking statement is, man. It's so unbelievable. It's either one of the two C's, cash or creative. This is not a cash issue. This is a creative issue. Cody wants more creatively. He can't get what he wants through Tony Khan anymore. He feels Tony Khan is getting all the credit. But the thing is, Cody needs to come down to earth. Tony Khan is the reason why AEW is where it is. It's unbelievable to me, man. Raging Girl Gamer, 1999 Super Chat. I think if this is a work, or even if he goes to WWE, this is all for attention. He's an attention seeker, in my opinion. He wanted AEW to evolve around him, and new people coming in, and no one cares about him. So I don't know. Rage, you're not that far off. You're not that far off. Bobby Trizzle with a $5 super chat. Gotta head out. Have fun watching OTS, y'all. Peace. Hashtag that other Bobby sucks. Hashtag OTS. Hashtag unbreaded. Bobby Trizzle, thank you so much, brother. Joseph Versleys becomes a member for 3 months. Thank you for the re-up, Joseph. Thank you for the recommitment. If it's legit, I could see Vince saying something like Cody is all entertainment, and turn around and laugh at his own fart joke. Killing Me Smalls becomes a member for 2 months. Thank you for the recommitment. Killing Me Smalls. Come on, y'all. 1.4K and only 400 likes. Smash that damn button. Killing Me Smalls, we had 3,300 in the venue tonight. Or today. Vicious Sid Justice with a $5 super chat. Cody was a founding father of AEW. Not reaching a deal to stay with the company in its infancy is a bad look for AEW, whether it's on him or Tony. I genuinely think Tony Khan is going to be the good guy in this story. I'm not too concerned about Tony Khan getting any backlash from this. Matt, Nick, and Kenny Omega are there. Kenny Omega is going to remain with AEW. I don't see him jumping ship to WWE. Matt and Nick Jackson just re-upped their deals last year till 2024. If it was so bad, they wouldn't have done that, and they would have jumped ship and gone back to the indies and left AEW. They realize that Tony Khan They realize that Tony Khan is the reason why they are where they are and bigger than ever. Cody can't understand that. Cody can't grasp that. But he honestly thinks grass is going to be greener on the other side, man. Wait till you get back to WWE and they give you Stardust again. What a fucking joke. Shakoy, $2 super chat. I believe it is a work. It ain't no work, brother. Danny Boy with a 3-month membership. Thank you for the recommitment, Danny Boy. Say it ain't so, Cody. The IWC depends on it. Now his tagline, babyface heel winner, is as cryptic as ever. Kinda. I didn't even think about that. I did not even think about that fucking t-shirt, man. Wool Hat Demon with a $5 super chat. If so, for Cody, then Austin return and facing Owens is just smoke and mirrors. Cody versus Owens. Hashtag Coors Banquet. Why would Cody wrestle Owens? It could be. Listen, I'm not denying your speculation. It could be smoke and mirrors. I would rather see Cody at WrestleMania than Stone Cold Steve Austin, I'll tell you that. I'd rather see Cody versus Owens at WrestleMania. DJ with a $4.99 super chat. Stardust is going to get the Veer Mahan treatment. No direction. The Dud with a $5 super chat. I think Cody returns to Ring of Honor when it comes back, not WWE. It won't help WWE at all. Ibby B with a $10 UK super chat. Honestly, credit to Cody and Brandi for making themselves massive since leaving in 2016. Good for them. I'll check out his debut, but won't be enough for me to watch WWE again. Good luck to them both. Is Cody from Texas? Is Cody originally from Texas? Maybe. Maybe, man. I'll take it, you know. I would take that match, to be quite honest with you. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Steve Wynyard with a $5 UK super chat. Jesse, I have it on good information that your tacos suck, bro. Titus's tacos are much better than Jesse's. I would actually agree with that statement. Yes, Cody's from Atlanta. I don't know why people are saying Texas. Saints 2025, $4.99 super chat. Cody actually took his Twitter back. He renamed it Cody Rhodes today. Well, I mean, clearly he's not a part of AEW anymore, so why would it be AEW Outreach? The Dud with a $5 super chat. Also, Jeff Hardy is still All Elite next month after Revolution, so don't be sad, guys. Yeah, Jeff Hardy is pretty much confirmed. JPA 545, thank you for becoming a new member, brother. What are you drinking? The Dud with a $2 super chat. AEW needs to be in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I would absolutely love that, man. I'd be at that show in a heartbeat. Kim Hall with a $4.99 super chat. What do you think of Dustin's tweet saying he isn't going anywhere and he likes working at AEW? It confirms that Cody Rhodes is an egomaniac. It confirms Cody Rhodes is leaving because he can't get what he wants. Micah with a $4.99 super chat. Check out at WrestleRant's tweet about WWE HQ intern. It's hilarious. Also, Cody vs. Triple H should be the return match for Cody or Cody vs. Orton based on history. Let's not get excited. We don't even know if he's going there yet. Brady P with a 99-cent super chat. It leaves me a sad face super emoji con. Put it in the tip jar, bro. Jesse could use it for his taco fund. Christian with a $9.99 super chat. AEW would always be better than WWE. Let me tell you guys something, man. Cody Rhodes leaving AEW, as far as the talent is concerned, it's gonna sting. But ultimately, with who's coming in, it's not gonna be really that big of a deal. If anything can make WWE television a little bit more digestible, I welcome it. I just don't have faith in them using Cody Rhodes the right way. Frankie Franchise with a $20 super chat. JD, you're the man. I don't get to listen live much. I appreciate all you do, bro. Cheers. Frankie Franchise, comment of the stream, bro. Thank you so much, man. Raymond James with a 14-month recommitment to the VIP room, bro. I see this as a vote of confidence in the future of AEW. The founders will not last forever and includes Cody, Jericho, and Omega. Fujins Henry with a $20 super chat. Thank you for the extra, JD. By the way, Jesse opened the bar very late. OTS for life. I'll speak to him when everybody clears out, man. I'll have a word with Jesse in my office, and I'll dock him pay. Shut the fuck up, false manager, AEW in the mud. Fuck out of here, man. You're a fucking idiot. AEW in the mud. How are they in the fucking mud, bro? WWE's in the fucking... Cody's in the fucking mud. You fucking moron. Maybe you don't realize who he's working for, potentially. Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon, right? Yeah, because they have such a great track record lately with talent. You fucking idiot. Thank you, Fujins. Paul Jackson with a $20 super chat. Who knows what happens with Cody? Wish him the best. As far as Stone Cold goes, while it's an indictment on WWE, piss poor creative and lack of star power, if it has to happen, it needs to be Austin versus Cena, period. Nothing else. No. I don't want Austin wrestling ever again. I don't want Austin wrestling ever again. James Smith with a Canadian $2 super chat. Not upset they're gone, but Cody was a great promo. Cody was one of the best promos in wrestling. Cody was one of the best. Cody is probably the best storyteller in all of pro wrestling. Him and Edge. Can you imagine a match between those two guys, man? Oh, my goodness. James Smith with a Canadian $5 super chat to follow the two. Thank you, man. Cody said 2 years ago he'd get into politics after his current run. Maybe he may try that like Kane. Leo Gallimara with a $2 super chat. Maybe Rhodes is promised to dethrone Reigns. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No way, Leo. No way WWE, Vince, Bruce, Nick Khan are going to book that to happen, man. Spirit of the Wolf with a $5 super chat. People saying TK will go power hungry are ridiculous. Unlike Vince, TK has AEW's best interest at heart. He respects the fans and values his wrestlers. I don't see how Tony Khan is going power hungry, man. If there's one power hungry guy in this entire story, it's Cody Rhodes. Tony Khan is the reason why everybody is employed with AEW. You either own up to that fact or get the fuck out. Cody Rhodes has opted to get the fuck out. I wish him the best, but going to WWE is not the best. It's career suicide. Magician Sapphire with a $10 super chat. Until I see him on WWE TV, I think it's a work. The only way I can see Cody or Jericho going to WWE is if WWE promised him a seat at the table, i.e. powerful voice and creative with no cut clauses. Magician, he's not going to have a voice at all. There's nobody in that locker room that has a voice. Nobody. That locker room does not have a voice, man. That locker room is actively ignored. Cody Rhodes is going to come in and actively have a voice when all those voices that have gone unheard are still wanting to fucking scream at the top of their lungs. Cody's going to come in and get a powerful voice and creative? No. No way. Nick Pivot with a $9.99 super chat. Never underestimate the pettiness of Vince. I don't think Cody makes this jump without a massive push promised. Both get a middle finger at Tony Khan and make lots of cash, or Vince buries him, no in between. Bro, we don't even know if he's going there yet. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I don't even think it's confirmed at all yet. It's nothing more than speculation. Anonymous user with a $1.99. Huge mistake considering how WWE treated him. Absolutely. WrestlePlanet, $5 super chat. Weird coincidence. CM Punk's last match and appearance in WWE was on 1/26/14. Cody's last match and appearance in AEW was 1/26/22. Both are disgruntled. It's quite the fact there, bro. It's quite the fact. Raymond James with a $5 super chat. Could the physical toil finally catch up with him given his more recent extreme in-ring work? Oh, I know he's banged up. I know he has knee issues for sure. But I don't see Cody retiring anytime soon. Kim Hall with a $1.99 super chat. Agree, Cody needs his ego fed for sure. Raymond James with a $5 super chat. How many AEW wrestlers can they re-sign with just the money spent on his opening? That's another thing, man. Cody has a great entrance. Cody has that very iconic theme song. I don't know if he owns the rights to that or not. Nothing about him is going to remain special, man. I'm telling you right now. Hey, Anthony Michaels, I'm power hungry for your fucking sister's vagina, bro. Get the fuck out of my chat. You fucking loser. JD is a power hungry AEW shill. I don't come on here demanding anything, bro. I come on here and do what I do because I'm the fucking best at what I do, man. And a lot of people know it. Fuck out of my chat. Golden Boy with a membership, 5 months. Thank you for the re-up, bro. Maybe Tony wanted Cody to turn full heel, and Cody didn't want to. It's still OTS for life. This is JD's table. Acknowledge him. Thank you, Golden Boy. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the recommitment for 5 months. You know, I find it funny how the trolls, they need to be subscribed for 4 weeks to chat in this live stream chat. And then they wait the 4 weeks, they get their one comment, and then are banned and have to wait another 4 weeks. How fucking stupid are you, bro? How fucking stupid are you, Anthony Michaels? You waited 4 weeks and that was your comment? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Good thing you ain't working for WWE Creative. Or maybe you'd fit right in. Mid. Your comment was mid. Try harder. Thank you, Golden Boy. Dwayne Jackson with a $4.99 super chat. If Cody goes to WWE and fails, will he ever become back? Will he ever be welcomed back to AEW? Or in your opinion, does he really burn that bridge? Tony Khan would welcome him back. Because Tony Khan is probably already thinking what we're all thinking, what I'm thinking. Okay, go. Go. You made yourself look like an idiot. Your ego took over control, and now you're going back to the place that doesn't really want you, that doesn't appreciate you. Yeah, I'll welcome you back after you fail and realize that you had it very good here, thinking that you'd get just the same, if not better, over there. Blazin' with a $5 super chat. Greetings from Switzerland. Always glad to catch you live. Imagine Cody is joining WWE in an attempt to open the final door. One can cope. Blazin', there's no forbidden door in WWE. It never existed. Haywood with a $2 super chat. All ego Ethan Page is now all ego Cody Rhodes. I would say so. Bradley Robinette with a $1.99 super chat. Cody Rhodes just fucked up, man. I agree. The Wild Demon becomes a member for 3 months. Thank you for the recommitment to the VIP section, bro. 3 months already as a VIP. Drinks are on me. I'll take your drink, bro. I'll take a Screwball peanut butter whiskey. And right back at you. Your next drink is on me. Wednesday Adams with a 179 super chat. Hi, JD. Nobody should join WWE because WWE sucks pie. Yes, they do, Wednesday Adams. Thank you. Brandi B with a $5 super chat. I don't see how Cody thinks it's a great idea to go to WWE with everything that's going on over there. Keep up the good work, JD. Hashtag OTS for life. Thank you, Randy. It's career suicide. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. If Cody goes to WWE, slap in the face to Tony. It's a slap in the face to a lot of people, man. I'd be very interested and wish him nothing but the best in what Cody Rhodes does, but I truly believe that he'd be labeled a sellout. Way Up King with a $4.99 super chat. Imagine the first promo Cody makes is him telling the fans off, saying they finally got what they've been wanting. Oh, this will make him a heel, bro. This will make him a fucking heel. I don't think there's any turning around from this one, to be honest with you. YFNPG with a $4.99 super chat. Everything gots to be about Cody eventually, or rather soon. It's going to cost him, whether it's friendships or money. That ego has gotten quite big. Cody's ego might fit in well with Vince McMahon, bro. Who the fuck knows? It's just as big as Vince's. Roderick Welch with a $5 super chat. Was hoping this was just speculation. If he goes to WWE's career is over, they'll bury him and kill any stock he might have had. I've lost respect for Cody. You know, Roderick, you're not the only one that's going to be thinking that, bro. Ted Evans becomes a new member. Thank you so much, bro. What are you drinking as a VIP this afternoon? Prodigy RKO with a 7 months recommitment to the VIP room. 7 months active, brother. Astounding production so far. Thank you, bro. How do you see Vince factoring Cody into a dead roster? Would you rather see him in NXT? He's going from AEW to NXT, bro. That's fucking terrible. What a demotion that would be, man. Holy shit. Magician Sapphire with a $10 super chat. Do you think Cody leaving may have had something to do with Brandi's push? They've been trying to get her over for years, but it just keeps bombing. Maybe she wants to keep pushing, but TK says no. No. I don't think the Paige Van Zandt situation was all that well in this situation either. I think Cody Rhodes kind of took offense to that as well. I could see Cody Rhodes thinking that it was AEW management's way of burying his wife. Continuing the goddamn Dan Lambert storyline. Linda Carter with a $5 super chat. What if Vince wanted to bring in Cody just to give him the job Triple H should have had? Finally putting the nail in Triple H's coffin. I don't think so. I don't think Triple H has anything to do with this decision. Danny Boy with a $2 super chat. Things are getting out of hand. I can't believe it. I can't believe it either, bro. I'm still hoping that it's a work. Christian with a $19.99 super chat. Why is Cody leaving? Ego. His ego's too big for Tony Khan, and he's a baby. He can't get what he wants because Tony Khan's the one running the show. But he's going to a place where nobody runs the show but Vince and Bruce, where morale is as low as it's ever been. Mustafa Martin with a $5 super chat. Tony Khan is on crack. Can't afford Cody, but can afford Keith Lee, Malachi, and Andrade. All four of those guys together don't have the mic skills of Cody. Mustafa Martin, you come off as the biggest fucking idiot in the entire live stream chat. Tony Khan is on crack. He can't afford Cody. Tony Khan can afford to buy WWE. He did not want Cody Rhodes on the roster because of Cody Rhodes' ego. That doesn't mean he can't afford Tony, or Tony can't afford Cody Rhodes. Where do you get that misconstrued there? My God, man, did you listen to anything that I fucking said? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Really, get the fuck out of here. Life after death. Cody's going to WWE. It has to be more than just a wrestling contract. What if he's taking a role with NXT? I don't think he's taking a role with NXT, bro. Why would he take a role with NXT? Why is he taking a role with NXT, man? They got Shawn Michaels down there for that very reason. Hollywood Lifer with a $19.99 super chat. No message. Thank you, Hollywood Lifer. I appreciate you, bro. D Bastardo, what's up, brother? Cody trolling the world. JD, baby. I hope you're right, brother. I hope you're right, man. JAS with a $5 super chat. Look at Dustin's messages for him not to side with his brother. Yes, because Cody has an ego. JB with a UK $5 super chat. Could be a Pillman-like work. Could be. I hope it is, man. Hollywood Lifer with a $4.99 super chat. JD, what I'm going to tell my daughter. She likes Cody. This sucks. Brother, just listen. Listen to me. Tell your daughter that Cody has a big ego. Tell her to grow up and not be like Cody Rhodes. Christian with a $50 super chat. Thank you, Christian. Why is Cody going to boring WWE? Ego, brother. Ego, my brother. Prodigy RKO with a $5 super chat. Follow-up question. Do you see the leaving rumors of Cody and Brandi making more headlines far beyond the E and AEW with the multiverse going around? Yes. Cody jumping ship is bigger than what's happening going into WrestleMania season right now. Mainly because it's boring and predictable. And this is clearly the biggest thing that's happening in AEW right now. Prodigy RKO. Thank you so much, brother. Greek Boss with a $1.99 super chat. Rhodes shows up to NXT tonight for the Dusty Cup final. No. Sean N64 Vet. $5 UK super chat. Greetings from Scotland, JD. New fan to the show, but already OTS for life. Have a brewski on me. Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much, brother. My fine people in Scotland. Cheers to you guys. Richard David. $2 super chat. He left because WWE Creative wants insanity. I don't know. What do you mean? Creative wants? Yes, he's insane. Chokeslam from Chico. JD Chico. If Cody jumps to WWE, he replaces Shane O'Mac in the corporation with that real-life heel turn. Cue the corporation theme song, man. Slay on. Thank you, Chico, for the $4.99 super chat. D Bastardo with a $2 super chat. Cody in WWE says F you to the AEW locker room. Cody won't. Roxas becomes a member for 3 months. Thank you for the recommitment, brother. Think Cody might have left because of what Dan Lambert said to Brandi? It certainly didn't help. That whole storyline did not help anybody. New Jack 316 with a $5 super chat. If this is a work and Cody returns as the top heel, we could have some really good TV on our hands. Keep hope alive. Blazing with a $5 super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, your new 24/7 champion, Stardust. Can you imagine? Chris Underwood with a $4.99 super chat. Maybe Cody missed Titus's home cooking. I heard his homemade Alfredo sauce was top notch. Great stream as always, brother. Thank you, Chris. I heard Titus's Alfredo was fucking absolutely incredible, man. Tribal Chief with a Canadian $5 super chat. If Cody goes to WWE, I can see 2K milking a DLC. Love your take. I'm just glad AEW is thinking 5 years ahead. Can you see Cody present the Dusty Cup? No. Cody is a DLC. I could see it. Bullergrim with a $5 super chat. Maybe Cody just doing a Mania one-off. Kind of how Mickey James did the Rumble on his way to New Japan. I could see it. I could see it. Who he wrestles at WrestleMania, I have no idea, man. Seth Rollins ain't doing much of anything. Imagine we get Edge and AJ Styles and then Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins on the same show. It's a nice 1-2 combo there, bro. Bryant Lee with a $4.99 super chat. You will never forget the name Stardust. Awful. This guy will be buried in 6 months upon arrival. Guaranteed. It's exactly what we all fear, bro. It's exactly what we all fear. World of Wrestling with a $2 super chat. Imagine Cody as Bruce Pritchard Jr. in creative. I can't see it. I can't see it. Tom Johnson with a $10 super chat. Hoping this is the biggest work since Jerry Lawler slapping Andy Kaufman. Cody comes back with Gargano, Wyndham, Cross as the new NWO. Mega heel stable. Regardless, great work as usual, JD. Man, I'd love that. I'd love that, man. Holy shit. Can you imagine that? Jonathan Gamache with a Canadian $10 super chat. Love the show, JD. Big fan. Was at the meet and greet in AC. John from Montreal. Keep up the best work. Jonathan, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you coming to the meet and greet, man. We had a blast at the fucking meet and greet in Atlantic City, bro. Thank you so much. And Oofda with a $4.99 super chat. Cody Rhodes to appear tonight on NXT to announce his arrival in WWE and or SmackDown, Elimination Chamber, and main events WrestleMania to win it all. Bro, this isn't a fucking video game, okay? Come on now. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out today, man. That's all I got for you. We killed it today. We had 3,400 people in the venue for happy hour. This major breaking news that Cody Rhodes is leaving AEW and fully expected to sign with WWE. Make sure you guys catch me live tonight for NXT, man. I'll be live tonight for NXT Vengeance Day, 10:15 Eastern. We will be live. Come and hang out, man. It's going to be a good show tonight. Normally is not a good show. Tonight will be a good show. Jesse does have Dark Elevation Watch Along. Go follow Jesse and subscribe to his channel. Make sure you guys also check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Make sure you guys go and hit that thumbs up. We need 70 more likes for 1,500. If you guys are in the chat and have not hit the thumbs up, please do that. Helps out the video, man. And follow me on social media at JDfromNY 206. Bradley Robinette with the $1.99. Cody better not go to WWE or he made a big mistake. Guys, I'm getting out of here, man. Hopping on Destiny for the rest of the afternoon for NXT. I need two things from you guys before I get out of here, man. Number one, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. Number two, those VIPs. I need those Mustang emojis. And when that music comes on, I need that music on max. I'll see you guys tonight for NXT, and thank you for a great live stream right here for episode 413 on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.